Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Relationships One and One. My name is Anthony Richards, of course. Alongside me is my lovely wife, Lois Richards. Thank you for joining today. Why don't we do this? Let's pray, let's talk, and let's have a conversation. Welcome back. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for pulling up on us today. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. God bless you. Wherever you're watching from, we really appreciate you sowing into what we're doing today and have been doing for the last 5 years to be exact. So we are really appreciated. We really appreciate you for really stepping in and being with us in this moment. Well, you know how we roll. We do our let's talk. We do our let's pray, let's talk, and we go into our conversation. So why don't we do that right now? Father, in heaven, thank you so much for your delightful care of our lives, the way you preside over our humanity every single day of our lives. We appreciate that. Without you presiding over us, I'm not sure that we would be here today. So we're just grateful to you for what you do in our lives on a daily basis. Bless us now, Lord, as Lois and I come to sit in this most sacred place, this place called relationships one and one. Relationships, oh God, are extremely important to you. And so give us the wisdom and the knowledge to rightly divide the word of truth and apply it to what we're doing. We thank you with the forgiveness of our sins. Amen and amen. Once again, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate you so much. Well, let's do it real quickly. We're not going to waste any time. Let's go in our Let's Talk. And once you watch this clip, remember, we're going to come right back on the other side of this clip and try to have a discussion. Watch this clip and we'll come right back.
And based on the feedback I'm getting, there are men who've been married 15, 20 years that said they've never heard their wife apologize. I know some men who say, yeah, I'm just started dating someone. She's struggling to apologize. And men saying they've been married for 20 years. So again, I think it's tied to the emotional maturity of that person. It's tied to the toxic shame if that person has trauma. And based on the feedback I'm getting, there are men who've been married 15, 20 years that said they've never heard their wife apologize. I know some men who say, yeah, I'm just started dating someone. She's struggling to apologize. And men saying they've been married for 20 years. So again, I think it's tied to the emotional maturity of that person. It's tied to the toxic shame if that person has trauma.
Wow. All right. Now, we here at Relationships One and One, we have talked about this in some shape or form. We have kind of address this, but I think the way how this video brought it across, it piqued our attention, and we wanted to just do it and throw it up there to see what you think. It's basically about learning to say what?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's about struggling to apologize. And so many relationships are dealing with this nonsense. I can't believe we're living in 2025 and people still don't know how to say I'm sorry. What the heck? What's going on? Right? But I do like what she's saying here, can you imagine living with someone and you have never heard them say
15
to
to
20 years? Never heard them say,
Oh
I'm
my.
sorry. That's trauma in and of itself, by the way, if I could tell you that. But what I like about what she said is that she said she believes that this is tied to tied to toxic trauma in a sense, or toxic shame. And she said it's also tied to emotional maturity. If a person is mature, then they will do the right thing. I think it's not only maturity, I think it's God-centered and a person who is God-like and understand what God requires of us. So I think it's also just spiritually being mature. That's the way I would like to put it, and not talk about emotional maturity, because one can be emotionally mature but not spiritually mature. And so I think spiritual maturity goes with emotional maturity. They go hand in hand.
Yeah, because then with spiritual maturity, the self, the ego,
Yes,
takes
it's
second.
contained.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not the first thing that
Right.
props its head up.
Absolutely.
That prevents you from realizing when you've done something
Yeah.
wrong, and you've done something wrong to the person that you love, and
Right.
so self gets in the way.
Yeah.
And if you, as you said, if you're not spiritually mature, you won't see the need
To apologize. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to spiritual maturity. So many men and women in relationships find it very difficult to come out and confess and to say, I've done wrong.
Yeah.
That I've not treated you right. And sometimes it's not things that happen in the immediate, but things that have been or happening long every day
ago.
and long term. And so it takes spiritual maturity and emotional maturity to kind of set this off in a direction where people are apologizing when they have done something to injury. Is that
Injure.
Yeah.
Injure.
yeah, or bring harm to the other person.
Like
So
for me, I had that issue in our marriage, and that had to be dealt with, and it was. I don't really have an answer as to why it was hard for me to apologize. All I can say is probably the spiritual maturity wasn't there, where I felt like it was like, why I didn't want to seem weak, maybe,
yeah.
and so I hope I have grown from that.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Oh, I think that I hear like you're asking me, and I think so. I think you're growing in that direction. Like you said, it's not something you were used to doing. I think you have grown tremendously, and really heading in a kind of Mount Rushmore direction, which is good because, and it never started to happen until it was pointed out.
Exactly.
And so that is something that, you have to point it out. Now, wait a minute.
Oh, we have a new follower. I don't want to mess up
No, we have a new follower.
your name.
ZIMA.
Zimamoto. Welcome. You missed the video. Oh. Well, I can do it one more
it's
time.
good. We could explain it.
Yeah.
We could explain it.
Okay.
It's a video that the woman is saying based on the feedback she's been getting. She was told that some men have been married for like 15 to 20 years, and they have said that they have never heard their wives apologize. Right? So that's basically the gist of it. these women are struggling to apologize.
Yeah.
Right? She also made the point that not being able to apologize is tied to toxic shame, right? Particularly if that person have trauma. And then she makes the case to end to say it takes emotional maturity to really apologize when you have hurt someone.
Yeah.
So that's the end. That's kind of the nutshell of what she's saying.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. You know who this is. Your new editor, future editor.
Oh, Lord.
Welcome just the same.
Yes. So pretty much that's where we are with that video. All right. So it was a kind of that point she was making. But here's what we want to say, and here's the reason why we played the video. It's so important that when something happens in a relationship, whether it be between a man and a woman, in a family, in a family setting, between children, mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers,
Any relationship.
it's important that people say, I am sorry.
Sorry.
I apologize for what I have done. A lot of times the reason why people don't apologize is because they have not accepted the responsibility, or they have not accepted the fact that they have hurt someone. They don't want to accept that, because to say I'm sorry is a form of, accountability and responsibility that you have done something wrong. And there are some people who feels like they never do anything wrong. So there is no need for them to apologize. I am very aware that she is right when she said that this is tied to toxic shame. It's when you really do the deep work on people like this, they have been hurt, denied, they've been really, really messed up, like growing up. They have been talked down to. Their opinions have never been valued.
Right.
So they grow up seeing others as their opinion and the way they feel as not being valued.
Right.
And so you find that people have a very hard time to say I'm sorry. So point and lesson here, say I am sorry. All right.
And that was our Let's Talk.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Now we have a great program lineup for you. Well, let me put it this way. Lois said we should do a part 2 to the
I
right
think
one
so.
versus the right now.
Absolutely.
Yes, she wanted that. She said she think it was important because there's a lot of women and men out there who are approaching relationships, and some of them are not keen on some of the principles. They don't understand the outline, or they don't understand some of the intricacies of
Absolutely.
choosing someone. And so it's important to continue on this topic, particularly young people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of relationships out here today. And one of the strongest reason and case
Oh,
she
sure.
made, is the fact that the divorce rate is so high. Relationships are in turmoil and in trouble, all because people did not take their time out to really dive deep into understanding the right one.
And
or
you
the
were
right no.
you were saying young, but
Yeah.
we have seen where older people too
Yes.
are making that same
The decision.
decision,
Yes.
choosing the right now.
Absolutely.
And so it goes for both populations. But of course, we are more concerned about the young because some need to mature a little bit more and understand the gravity of what they're getting into, because they haven't lived life really. You
No,
know what I mean?
The
So-
geriatric population don't worry about this too much, do they?
No,
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah, it's more so like millennials, Gen Zs,
But you can't.
baby boomers.
But as I said, we have seen where geriatric population have fallen
are falling short
too.
understanding this.
Yeah.
But either way, we want you all, whether you're young, old, middle, or in
Wherever
between,
you are.
you're in a relationship, it's important for you to understand what you're doing and, making solid and good choices. When I think about it, Proverbs chapter 19, okay, and verse 2, I'm going to let Lois read that. This is such a powerful and important Bible verse. Watch it. Listen to this.
Desire without knowledge is not good. How much more will hasty feet miss the way?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's powerful. Desire without knowledge is not good. And how much more will hasty feet miss the way? That sums up the program right there. It sums up the right one versus the right now. Now you can see that Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 2 is kind of outlining the right now kind of people, right?
Yes.
Now let's keep it moving. And then Psalms chapter 27 verse 14 I think is apropos and very important to the discussion when it says this.
Wait for the Lord. Be strong.
Wow.
And let your heart take courage.
There you go.
Wait for the Lord.
Now there goes your right one person. So I thought, Lois, I'll get a text for the right now people and the right one people. Because we're addressing both. So right now people, you're on deck.
Wait for the Lord.
Right now people, they are people who wait on the Lord. The right now people. They are strong people.
Yeah.
And their heart take courage in waiting on the Lord. They're not rushing it.
I say.
It's not peer pressure for them. They are really doing the calculations spiritually. They're doing the calculations salvivically, futuristically. They're financially, they are making and doing the calculations, okay?
Absolutely.
It's important, So the question is, how do I know I have the right one? How do I know? How do I know with this topic called how Pastor? How do I, Anthony Richards and Lois Richards, tell us. How do I know I have the right one? Well, that's a good question.
Glad
Right?
you asked.
Yeah. How do I know
The right one?
Yes. Versus the
No, I'm sorry.
the right now.
There you go. Versus the right now.
How do I? Yeah. How do I know? Okay. Well, let's go. Let's jump in real quickly. Now, the right now. Let's talk about the right now. What would it feel like? What would it look like? How do I know psychologically, emotionally, spiritually? How do I know the right now? Right?
All right.
Go ahead, Lois.
First sign, they'll feel excited,
Yes.
but it fades fast. Demand your time, but do not invest in your future. Give you attention, but not commitment.
Right. Okay.
That's a biggie.
Yes.
No commitment.
Yes.
Make you question your worth. Pull you away from your values.
So that's the right now. That's how you know.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how you recognize that you're making a right now move. When these variables are presented, especially this one that says give you attention but not commitment. Attention is very much different from commitment.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we get them mixed up because we believe because a person is giving me attention, therefore they're giving me commitment. And that is far from the what?
False.
Yes, it's false and it's far from the truth. So the right now will look like and feel like these different variables, right? Now, the right one, what will it feel like? What would it look like? The right one will bring peace and not what?
Passion.
Yes, the right one will invest in your growth and your dreams.
There you go.
Growth.
There you go.
Mark that one. Financial growth, spiritual growth, emotional growth, academic growth. That's the kind of pouring in the right one will come. And they're not just coming with words, they're coming with action, right? That's what they're coming with.
That's right.
Right? They will communicate and not manipulate. Right? The right one. That's how the right one will behave around you. The right one, you will learn to build confidence, or in the world they say trust over time. Well, I'm not sure that piece, but let's replace that trust with confidence over time. And this is the most important one of the most important one. The right one will honor your values, not tear them down. Remember, the right now one will what? Disregard your values. In other words, they will force you to do things that you don't want to do. They will force you in what? Compromising positions.
That's right.
They'll want you to do things in places you have never done things before. Have sex in the car, not good. You see what I'm saying? Have in the park late at night, because they're horny and they just want to get off, or they will always be asking you for money. They'll never bring anything to the table. They're always taking off the table. You will put stuff on the table, but they take things off the table. Remember, they're investing in your what? The right one is investing in your growth
and your dreams.
Yes. So the food on the table, you understand? It comprises of what do they bring to the table. There's a lot of discussion now out there about what do you bring to the table in my life. And sometimes I think while it's kind of, overplayed on social media, on various podcasts, but it is a right question to ask to some in some respects.
Yeah.
Do you bring the idea of that you're going to uphold my values to the table, right? Are you going to build confidence in me? And can I build confidence in you over time? These are the questions, they are very important. These are the things you're looking for. You're really trying to find out if these things really exist with the person, right? Let's keep it moving. So here's a question for you. Are you building with the right one, or are you settling for the right now? Only you can determine that. Only you can make that decision. Some of you have not gotten married yet. Some of you are on the verge of Capitol Hill, the verge of making that decision. You have a big choice to make. Remember last week we informed you that marriage is one of the most, if not the most important step that a person will take in this lifetime, because you're pairing two people's future together, right?
Yes.
And so you have to be careful when you're making this decision. And some of you right now, you are standing on the doorstep of marriage. You're knocking on the institution doors and you want to go in. But my fear is, are you ready to go in?
Yes.
Are you going in with the right one? Are you going in the right now?
Right now.
I'm concerned for a lot of you. I'm concerned that you're not waiting on the Lord, maybe. You're not trusting God to pair you up with someone who is going to help brighten and elevate your future. And so we have a lot of right now millennials and Gen Zs running on the doorstep of marriage, and it's heading for disaster. You got to pull back a little bit, right? And contemplate and reflect on what you are doing. Listen to me. Many relationships don't end, listen to me, folks, because love wasn't possible. They ended because the choice at the start was wrong. Does that make sense? Yes. Not wrong because the person was bad. but because they weren't right for the long-term God-given journey that God has carved out for your life.
Absolutely.
This is why the Bible says, listen, Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 11, I know the plans I have for you.
That's right.
God already has your life penned out. And putting the wrong person in there, inserting the wrong person in there, can be a disaster. All right? When we choose out of, there are certain things that we choose out of, Lois, and just give them, because sometimes people make choices out of these different factors or these different levels. And what are they, Lois? Give them. There are about 4 of them.
Loneliness.
Right.
I just don't want to be alone.
Yes.
Pressure. Everyone around me is in a relationship. I should be too.
Social media pressure too, by the way. Church pressure, by the way. Friendship pressure, family pressure. You know, you're getting old. You need to marry right now. And the family don't really care who you bring. They just want you to get married. Have somebody. All right. So pressure. Go ahead, Lois.
Attraction without depth. We have chemistry. That's all that matters. Fear of missing out. If I don't take this chance now,
I'll never get
I'll
it again.
never find anyone.
All right, stop right there. How many people we have living right now on planet Earth that falls into one of these categories?
And there's more.
No, there's more. I keep going. All right. Oh, I'm okay. Okay.
Yeah, there's more.
There's more. Whoa.
I thought there was.
No, I thought it was 4. Okay, good.
Oh, it's 4.
4, yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, these are 4 major categories, by the way. So loneliness, pressure, attraction, and what again? And fear of
missing out.
And so we have people and I believe that we have more people in the church who falls into these categories than people out in the world, because at least the people in the world, they don't want to get married. They want to just play around. They want to
live together.
Yeah, they don't want exclusivity. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They want polyamory. They want multiple partners.
Oh dear.
They don't mind pulling up on different girls, and women don't mind pulling up on different men. Right? They don't want any kind of responsibility to be a wife or responsibility to be a husband. And so so I think this is really about the people in the church that really feel like they're lonely, because in most churches right now, if you think about it, there are more women in churches right now per capita than men. The statistics are clear.
Oh yeah.
In every church, there are more women than men. So that means essentially men are scarce. And when you have scarcity, you're going to have loneliness. When you have scarcity, you're going to have pressure. When you have scarcity, you're going to have attraction without depth. When you have scarcity, you're going to definitely have fear of what? Missing out. Period. That's how it works. Let me put them up there so you guys can see them. This is important for you to understand. All right? So we set ourselves up for a relationship built on shaky ground. This is why Matthew chapter 7 verse says, the wise man build his house upon the rock, not the shaky ground. The right one space is a space where the relationship is built on God, right? The relationship is constantly built on God. You have to recognize that if you're going to be in the right one status, then the relationship has to be on God. You can't have the man who don't worship and the woman who worship. That's kind of the right now. If you just joined us, we're discussing the topic, the right one versus the right now. And we're suggesting that some people got married in the right now and not with the right one. And so we are doing this program as an extension to warn especially young people, young couples who are dating right now, and you have this person in your life and they're real hot. Their body is really buffed and have a lot of contour. and you're contemplating, man, his teeth is just ooh,
What a beautiful
smile. And so you may be heading for a right,
right,
now
Kaylin.
moment. I'm sweating you. So the right now moment, you have to be careful. I want to go back again. I really want the right now moment is characterized by loneliness, pressure from everyone around you, pressure from your friends to say, I do, all right? I should be too. You're married. I need to be married. Jealousy, I could add jealousy there too, is a huge component to the right now moment because a lot of women are jealous of other women because they are married. And because they are married, they feel too like, well, if they are married, I need to be married
get
too.
married.
And not knowing that they're heading in a right now situation as opposed to a right one situation. So you got to be careful here. And this is why we are doing this program, right? So is it not the, I'm sorry, it is not the right now person, right? Right? The right now person can't make you feel good, right? They can. I said, it's not like I should say the right now person can't make you feel good. They can. The problem is that feelings cannot carry the weight of commitment, purpose, and particularly life storms.
Yep.
Feelings don't go that deep in the right now relationships. Without shared values, aligned goals, aligned purpose, emotional maturity, and spiritual maturity, and trust in God, the cracks start to show. Let me say this again. It's not that the right now person won't really sex you up and make you feel good. They can. Oh boy, they'll put a whooping on you when that's concerned. They'll make you feel good. They can do it. Hey, listen. In fact, the right now person can make you sometimes feel better than the right one person. Because trust me, those are who the devil really incite and put some stuff in them to turn your world upside down. This is why a lot of women shun the right one. And this is why a lot of women, they marginalize men and they're so picky, right? Because they're really looking for not the right one, it's the right no. It's satisfaction. I remember the song that, yes, all these lists because there's the right now, right? Satisfaction, the song says, guarantee. Yeah, so the problem is,
Kaylin says that's good, Pops.
the problem is that feelings can carry the weight of commitment. Let me say it again. Especially when a couple hit the life storms of life without shared values.
when.
Yes. With aligned purpose and goals. Trust me. And emotional maturity and trust in God, the cracks in the relationship now start to show. So listen to what happens over time in the right now. Come on. I'm going to let my wife tell you because she knows this well. What happens over time, Lois?
Do I? Passion fades without purpose.
Oh, boy.
Excitement gives way to exhaustion from constant conflict. Temporary comfort turns into long-term regret.
Oh, Lord. And you know what? If I should do a survey of a lot of women out there who are in marriages, some of you will get a lot of regret. That I maybe should have never got married.
I should have waited.
I should have waited. I should have held on a little bit. I should have trusted God more. There are so many women out here living in regret, and they won't say it to their husband. They won't say it to their wives, but they are. Internally, they're wrestling with those feelings of remorse and regret. They have what I call buyer's remorse. That's what happens over the long term, you know. That's what happens. Yeah. That is why discernment at the beginning of a relationship matters. Choosing the right one means you are building on a solid what? Ground. right?
That's right.
With someone whose character matches their charm, whose commitment matches their words, and whose presence brings peace instead of conflict and pressure. There are some people who are good at on the front stage, they come on the front stage of your life and they put on a good show. But when the lights goes off and they're on the backstage of your life, you are in hell. And some of you are in
H-E-L-L.
yes, literally. Some of you are in hell because you refuse when God was talking to you to partner with him to choose the right one. You told God you wanted the right now. And God says, okay, go ahead. Go ahead. What do we got?
Kellen says that's so true. That's why you have to pray before you enter these relationships.
Yeah.
God, is this who you want me to be with?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. Thank you for that so much, because a lot of people don't pray. And I would suggest to you that they pray more by saying, this is the person I want, God, instead of asking God, is this the person I should be with? And they tell God, and they arm wrestle God into partnering with them to go into the right now relationship. Remember, let my wife give you this one.
The wrong choice can still feel right in the moment.
Yes.
That's why we must slow down, pray, and test the foundation before we build.
I like what you put up there. You know this? It's just setting the they're building. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good, right?
Yes.
Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 15. Come on, folks, roll with me. The simple believe anything, but the prudent give thought to their steps. Yeah, we live in a space, a social media time that is populated by belief in everything and anything. But those who are in Christ are prudent, and they give what? Wise attention to their steps. I wanted to look for in the Bible, Lois, an example of a right now choice versus a right one choice. And boy, didn't we?
Yes,
we found one. We found one. Now let's look at it. Lois, you give them these examples.
All right. Samson's right now choice. And that is found in Judges 14, 1-3. Right? And here we learn that Samson saw a Philistine woman in Timnah and immediately told his parents, listen to what he told them. I have seen a woman. Get her for me. She is the right one for me. But here's the problem. He based his decision purely on appearance and immediate desire.
Lord have mercy.
Not on God's will, shared faith, or long-term compatibility.
In other words, he saw her in the moment and he wanted her. And that was it. Right? Right? Listen, not only that, what my wife mentioned, but he ignored parental warning. And let me speak a little bit on this, because a lot of you out here, you have disrespected your parents. You have undermined their decisions and how they feel about your partner. You have put them in their place. You have, just spaz out on them. You feel like they are intrusive and they have lost respect for you simply because they have warned you about your right now situation. Samson's parents tried to counsel him, asking if there wasn't someone among his own people who shared their covenant and commitment with God. He was told by his parents. But we live in a generation where we have a lot of young people who are disobedient to parents. And we got to call it like it is. And you know what? A lot of these young people are in the church. And I don't want to be hitting on the church, but it's true.
Yeah.
It is true. There's a lot of young people who are heading into relationships that are ignoring parental warning, or that have or had what? Ignored parental warning. Mama said, nope, I don't think so. Because think about it. Who knows you best than your mommy and your daddy? Who knows you more? They brought you here, bro. A lot of us today would be better off if we had listened to what our parents had said. Samson refused to listen. I'm wondering if you are refusing to listen. Are you? Here was the result. Lois, what was the result? Oh,
The
boy.
marriage was short-lived, ending in
Yes.
betrayal and tragedy. And the reference for that, if you don't believe us,
Yeah.
is Judges 14:15 to 20.
Yeah. So that's all up to you, young folks. And, we're going to talk a little bit next week about how do you untangle yourself when you have made a right now choice. But, we don't have time to get to that. But let's quickly give an
Why
example.
Samson
Yes.
was a right now choice.
Right now choice, yes.
He was driven by impulse instead of prayer.
Yes.
His decision was based on attraction
Yes.
instead of alignment with God's purpose.
Yes.
He ignored wise counsel from those who loved him.
Right.
And then he chose personal preference
Over spiritual principle.
spiritual
And by the way,
principle.
this right here, these four things are happening in marriage now based on a lot of the things the marriage is going through, whether finance or commitment or conversation or whatever it may be. A lot of decisions right now today is being made on impulse and not prayer instead of prayer in the marriage, right? And a lot of things in the marriage is based on attraction instead of alignment with God. Like attraction to a new car, that don't mean, attraction to buying a lot of clothes or spend the money or doing things that you're not to do and it does not align with God's purpose, right? You're ignoring wise counsel from those who care about your marriage and things like that. Your parents who've been telling you, don't do this way.
Yeah.
And personal preference over spiritual principle. So this is not about it's not only can be applied to the right now, it can be applied across, the whole spectrum of the marriage. Okay, because we had to run.
Here's the lesson for us.
Yes.
Samson's story warns us that choosing a partner for right now satisfaction instead of waiting for the right one who aligns with God's calling on our life can lead to heartbreak, distraction, and even derailment of destiny.
Wow.
Proverbs 16 verse 25, there is a way that appears to be right, but in the end, it leads to death.
All right, so we're going to stop right here. And next week, you've got to come back and tune into the program. We believe that this is a powerful way to speak to what's happening, especially in our society that is impacted by the digital social media. We know that there's a lot of young people, a lot of adults who are going into relationships in the right now as opposed to the right one. I want you to come back next week.
Because we have to give you the right one couple. We gave
Exactly.
you the right now, but you need to come back and listen to the right one.
Absolutely. And when you come back, we're going to answer this question. What do I do now if I have chosen the right now as opposed to the right one? What am I going to do? Can anything be done about that? Should I get up and get out of there? Should I put that right now moment behind me and find a right one situation? We need to tackle that because I think that is what people want to hear. What do I do if I chose the right now as opposed to the right one? All right, folks, we love you so much. Thank you for joining the program this afternoon. We love you. Hey, take care until we'll see you next week. Remember to hit like and share the broadcast with your friends and your loved ones. We believe that these programs are designed to help you to better yourself. And before Lois and I get out of here, we just want to remind you that your marriage matters. Until next week. Bye-bye, folks.
everyone.